attracting what you want quicker, faster, easier? How do you increase your manifestation power? How do you get rid of your limiting beliefs that are holding you back? And how do you just speed up the process so you can have more of the life that you want? So you wake up and you almost are like, do I need to pinch myself? Because I'm so grateful for all areas of my life. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com, and that's what I want to explore with you here today. If you have not subscribed yet, be sure to hit the subscribe button right over there and hit the bell notification, because that's what's going to notify you for new videos. Subscribe, bell notification. Let's get right to the video. So those are the questions that I'm asking myself every single day. How do I get to a point where I wake up every morning and I want to pinch myself because my life is so spectacular? That's what I used to ask myself every single solitary day. And I uncovered that the thing that was keeping you from that place in life is that literally you've been conditioned by society. So there's actually even science behind it. It's not some like conspiratorial matrix esoteric thing. Literally, you have your brain wired by society. It's called Hebb's law. It says that brain cells that fire together wire together. So our brain starts to wire in the ways we habitually think, the patterns of experience we habitually have. So your brain can be chemically wired to make you feel like you aren't good enough to attract money, to make you feel like you aren't good enough to attract love into your life. And I have been infatuated by this because when I decided that I wanted to do the work that I'm doing today, I realized I had all these limiting thoughts. You're too young, you're not intelligent enough, you don't have the resources. Maybe some of these are ringing a bell for you. And it went on and on and on. Now, today, I call that reaction, those thought patterns, the first mind. So now science has even proven us, and psychologists has shown us too, that what actually happens is in the early stages of your life, you're essentially in a state of hypnosis. So young people up until they're 18 or so are just inheriting and accepting all of the things people are saying from outside of them, the stimuli from outside of them, and pretty soon we're fundamentally wired to certain realities. Now, the problem with that is most of us are not wired towards what we want, because if you look around, 9 out of 10 people die with less than $10,000 and virtually no financial assets. That's facts. 76% of Americans said they're actively disengaged from their jobs. So 3/4 of people are saying they highly dislike what they do every day. 75% of people are living from paycheck to paycheck. All around, we're struggling with happiness, we're struggling with finding purpose, and we're struggling financially. So if the outer world and the majority of people have that experience, and here you come, this little baby, and you're growing up in this world, how do you think you're going to be programmed? Just like the world around you. So I call that your first mind. The first mind is literally the conditioned mind by society. And the first step to be free from all of those conditionings so that you can attract and create what you want is to recognize that it's just a pattern plan. It's like a record player. Like when you're in your house, if you have surround sound in your house and you and I are hanging out, and then all of a sudden like some voice comes on your surround sound and it's like, Billy, hello. And the voice was coming on, would you be like, oh my God, is that coming from inside my head? You'd be like, no, that's the surround sound. And let's pretend that those lines were the first lines on an album, right? Let's pretend that we walked into the house and as soon as you turned it on, there came Van Morrison playing. You would know that that was coming from a record player projecting onto surround sound speakers. It wasn't coming from a voice inside your head. It wasn't you. Similarly so, all of these types of patterns, limitations are speaking to you, and you're thinking that they're you. They're playing in your house. your mind. They're playing every second of the day. But they're just like a record player and they're not you. So I call the mind that you've created, like that's built the way that you want, the second mind. So down below I have my software. It's called The Second Mind. You can demo it for free. It's right there down below. And the reason that I call that your second mind is because it's like we're born, we wake up, and we're kind of impressed upon by all the limits of the world. And then we kind of spend our whole lives regurgitating those same limitations. Your second mind, however, is the mind that you've conditioned and programmed to be the reality that you actually want to experience in your life. So I found myself saying I wanted to do this work, yet all of my conditioned and habitual thought patterns were telling me, you don't have the resources, you're not intelligent enough, you did bad in school. I failed junior English class in high school, and by no means was I a student. I was an athlete. And I had an identity of that. So I ran into this inferiority system within myself where I wasn't sure whether I was intelligent enough, good enough, worthy enough, smart enough to do my work today that I do. And similarly so, you have a pattern like that that's likely showing up in your life. It could be around love. It could be around thinking that you're always going to be alone and you haven't been able to track your soulmate. It could be around money. It could be around attracting fulfilling relationships and people you trust. And so now there's science behind this. So comment down below, I create my experience. Comment that down below. I create my experience. Now this is the stuff that I wish I would have learned, in school and growing up, because what happens for most people is they run up to those internal mental dialogues and patterns of limitations, and they say, that's just who I am. That's just who I am. I'm not good enough, I'm not this. They believe the voices in their head and they take it as reality, and they think that they're stuck like that. And for most people, they do remain stuck like that. And that's why we always hear those stats about by the time people are 18, they're stuck in their ways, and it's very few people that ever change, and why as you get older and older, it's harder and harder to change habits. The reason is because over time, the neural networks of your brain continue to get used to firing and wiring the same way, so it creates a groove. It creates a rut in that certain pattern. Now, that is good and bad. It's good because if you pattern that correctly, unconsciously, your brain can create a reality that you absolutely love. And you wake up, like I said at the beginning, and you want to pinch yourself and you're so excited. Great things. I don't know why these things keep coming into my life. It's amazing. It's marvelous. And on the same side, you could have the exact opposite reality. Because when your brain starts to take an energy, a thought, a belief, and wire that fundamentally into it, it's going to control your life for better or worse, because psychologists tell us 95% of our life is subconscious. 95% of our life is unconscious. It's happening habitually. We aren't even involved in the process. It's patterned into our brain. And so I want to tell you that, first of all, it's not your fault if you don't have what you want. It's just a pattern that's within you. Second, if you can practice sending love to anyone that might have been programmed you negatively in a bad way, they were just doing the best that they could do. And thirdly, you can reprogram it. And that's why I always talk about my software. I'm so passionate about it because every day I see the emails I get, the messages I get of people's lives changing. And it's down below. It's thesecondmind.com. You can demo it for free. And it's a software we created to literally rewire your mind, your brain for the reality that you want. Right? Because remember, it's Hebb's Law. Brain cells that fire together, wire together. If you can recondition your brain, your nervous system, your body for a reality that you want on the deepest level, eventually what's going to happen is the unconscious system of the body and the brain is going to take over, and you're going to start seeing what people call coincidences or synchronicities start showing up in your life often. Man, I can't like just attracting these amazing people easily. I'm attracting great business opportunities easily. Why does that work for some people and not for some? It's because your brain is taking a reality, for better or worse, it's wiring it deeply. And most people think they're stuck like that. You're not stuck like that. Like, it's like I want to scream. It makes me want to like go out and just like scream and tell everyone like you're free. You're free from the things your parents might have said to you or that you heard in the news media about the economy and like it's rigged and you can't create wealth for yourself. And you know, maybe you saw your parents arguing or people yelling and so yeah, like maybe you saw people get abused, so you think there's no true love out there. Like, I want to tell you that that's not true. Like, you can create this amazing experience. And yes, there are a lot of people on bad trips out there in reality, but that doesn't need to control your experience and your future ultimately. That you can wire your brain for love, happiness, joy, satisfaction. So comment down below and say, I am a powerful creator. Like, it's very important that we start to realize that we're powerful creators, instead of living in reactionary consciousness from your first mind. That's the first mind that's programmed like that. And you can live into a second mind. To me, that's what the people that accomplish amazing things in life, they're living from that second mind. They're not living from the conditioned mind of society. So make sure you demo that, thesecondmind.com right there down below. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification right over there. That's what's going to notify you for new videos. And then make sure real quick that you go like this. You know, at every single second, our life is ticking away. And that can make us scared, stressful, trying to squeeze the most out of life with fear that we won't get it. Or it can make us stop right here and take a deep breath and realize that all around you, you have abundance. Like, you have technology to even be watching this video. You had some relative amount of free time to watch this. Like, we're here in this beautiful experience, and stop and think of one thing right now that you're grateful for. One thing. What's one thing? Comment it down below. What's one thing you're grateful for? Comment it right there down below. I'm grateful for anyone that's watched this video all the way through, because to me, it's a sign that there are people that are waking up more and more and more every day. So I'm so excited and grateful for that. And when you connect to that gratitude, you're connecting to God, you're connecting to the universe, and that spirit energy starts to guide and support your life in powerful ways. So comment one thing you're grateful for down below. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification if you have not already. If you did not, make sure you demo my software, The Second Mind, right there down below. And I will see you on the next video. Remember, you are a powerful creator.